All right now, what's up, world? This my old music right here, man. If I'd have died at this time, I'd have came back. Mars Day. Used to taste like old dry asthma pump, you know what I'm saying? But now, the veggies taste like fruit. I've had my share of fooling around. Everybody needs stimulation. And I just love something all over town. This is my occupation. First class psychiatry. Just once I wanna make love without taking off my clothes. Just once I wanna make love with somebody who really and truly knows. I can't read the rumor. I can't pay for no gossip, no gospel, no gossip, no church. All the gospel turned out to be was Christ murdered, being a seeker, and that they sacrificing all men and women who was in the Holy Spirit, blaspheming the Holy Spirit. You the kind of person that can turn my world around. You know how many people was brought back to life, you know, the Holy Spirit, you know what I'm saying? That's what I need to know. This is my occupation. Understand. I got more money than you could imagine in wild ass streets. But money don't make no happiness. I trust in the rumor. Jiggy loves, get along too. Being God is a good thing, man, because you are all love. You filled up with love. All you is love as God, you know what I'm saying? And you the love of everybody in the world. The whole yard, you know what I'm saying? Just once. I want to make love without taking off my clothes. And I think I done it now, you know what I'm saying? Ad and I finished walking through, finessing pit, you know what I'm saying? Done, you know what I'm saying? Gigolo, the root star, you know what I'm saying? Gigolo get lonely too, you know what I'm saying? I do too. All my love is stimulated, you know what I'm saying? Honey, baby, I think that I need you. sin offering for no gossip, no slander, no lies on Adam and Eve. All my lovers need stimulation. Let love be made love, not sex. You know what I'm saying? To be made to say I'm sorry when you know you did somebody wrong. What you gonna do, baby? Oh. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Hey. What you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do, man? Oh, just love on God, man. Be the love of God, man. Be that ghost, Casper, the friendly ghost. Your shadow, Pop Smoke, you know what I'm saying? In the clouds with God, y'all are, you know what I'm saying? In the clouds with God, y'all are, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, y'all, you are not the one wrong in the situation, and you are not about to be bullied into silence. There is something that you could have realized recently, a powerful revelation of some sort about an individual or about the truth of a situation or something of that sort. And there are individuals or an individual who is very bothered by you knowing what you know. All right? There's something that maybe you kind of had an inkling about, but you really didn't want to say for sure it was what it was, or that they really meant what they did, or that this is the type of intentions that an individual had for how they may have interacted with you, or things they may have said about you, or things that they have been doing, etc. But the more that you look at the situation for what it really is, the more that you think about the things that these individuals or this individual has said or what they do, it's very obvious that they either had some sort of hidden motives for why they were involving themselves with you, or why they may have said something about you, or why they did something. And it was not for your best interest, their intentions, right? But see, the thing is, the divine has you as one of its favorites. You are favored by the divine, all right? And you are on the correct path. You do know the truth about a situation or an individual. And you are not the one wrong. And that is one of the reasons why you have very powerful angels who are protecting you, who are looking out for you. And for many of you all, you may have had to essentially use your own wisdom. You know, many of you all are very wise, you're very intelligent, you're very knowledgeable. And you could be the individuals that usually people may come to and ask you how to go about things, what to do, etc. And you have very great knowledge and wisdom. Well, you could have had to use your own wisdom recently because there was a situation that could have occurred. It seems to have been done intentionally. All right, there was something intentional. It's possible that an individual could have been trying to provoke you. They could have been trying to get you to act out of character, or they could have been trying to do a ha gotcha type of thing, and you were able to see the situation for what it really was. Some of you all, these individuals could have been trying to make it seem like as though they were really for you when they really weren't, or that they were really for somebody that you care about and they really weren't, or they could have been trying to essentially sway a situation to make it seem like something that it wasn't. All right, you could have been doing a lot of research, or you could maybe have studied something, learned a lot about something. Some of you all could be creating something new. Maybe you're doing something different. Maybe you're designing something, or there's something about a design. For some of you all, these individuals could have been trying to convince you to do something a certain way or to go about something a certain way, but they had some sort of hidden motives for why they were doing this, trying to convince you maybe to take on a new project of some sort, or to involve yourself with specific individuals, or to design something a certain way, or to work at a certain job, etc., or to do something in a way that maybe you weren't doing it before, or that you didn't feel like you wanted to go along with, or something like that. All right. Others of you, this has to do with, and for some of y'all, these are like multiple different situations or multiple different individuals that you could have been dealing with. All right, you could, some of y'all have had a powerful revelation that may have made you not want to deal with an individual anymore, or to not want to be amicable with somebody anymore, maybe because you recognize that they did not deserve it, or they could have been acting as though they were innocent in a situation, or that they weren't the fault at something, or they could have been trying to, essentially there was some sort of trickery. All right, there was some sort of trickery with the individual. They may have thought that they would be able to get away with something that you wouldn't recognize or realize the tricks or the lies or something that they were doing. This is the type of individual who may have told someone a lie about you, or a lie about another individual, and it wasn't true. They could have intentionally done it to try to make you look bad once you found out, if you reacted to it, like if you talked about it, or if you know, or they could have just done it out of very nefarious reasons. For some of you all, this is an individual who you would never think would do something like that, or maybe you had the, you know, like I said, you knew something about this individual, but you really didn't have all the hard proof for it. And now it's like undeniable that that individual is an example of bad. They're not really for you, or they're bad, or they're not who they represent themselves to be, or what they represent themselves to support or be okay with. All right. And so some of you all have had to make some sort of changes, or you may have had to stop dealing with certain individuals. Or maybe if you were trying to give, you were trying to be amicable in a situation, you really don't want to be as amicable, considering what you may have found out about, or what you may know about this individual, or the ways that they may have interacted with you or gone about a situation or something like that. All right. But they could be trying to, whether directly speaking to you or on a roundabout way, like going and talking to other individuals, telling other individuals things. They could be trying to make you feel like you're the one that's wrong in the situation, and you're not. All right. And so, you know that these individuals are playing a game of some sort, or they have some sort of trickery going on. Some of you all really just didn't want to deal with the nonsense, the ridiculousness of what these individuals or this individual has been doing. And so you could have tried to, again, like I said, be amicable, but it's getting to it's getting to the point to where you may have had to stand up for yourself, or speak out about something, or say something, or share some sort of information that you know that maybe other individuals may not know about them or about the situation, especially if they're lying about you or lying on you, or things of that sort. You're very, very, very powerful. You're very, very wise, and you're very, very intelligent. Some of these individuals, they are bothered that other people are starting to see this in you and that they can't taint how people view you. They can't taint how people see you. And some of them, they could have been expecting that they would be able to do that in case you found out about their true motives or their true intentions towards you, or when dealing with you, or with something that they could have been either suggesting to you or wanting to convince you to work with them about, or something like that. There was definitely hidden motives, all right? Whether these hidden motives were nefarious or not, we shall see about that within this reading, okay? But for many of you all, these individuals had nefarious hidden motives, okay? You could be a leader in a situation, meaning you could be someone who people look up to, someone who people follow, someone who people respect, they honor. Maybe they take direction from you or things of that sort. And there seems to be some sort of envy or spite involved with that. Somebody may not like the fact that you have so much power, or you have so much respect, or so much of a following, or it's almost like they feel like you're taking their shine. They should be shining, but they may not deserve that, or they may not be worthy of that, or they may not have earned that, or they expected that if they did something it would go a way that they wanted it to, and it's not going that way. So, an example, if they had spread lies or some sort of gossip about you, they were hoping that others would look at you in a bad light, or that they were hoping that others would stop supporting you, or stop listening to you, or stop coming to you for wisdom, or to stop seeing you as valuable. But in fact, it did the opposite. It gave you more credibility. It made you look more valuable as a leader. It made your wisdom or your knowledge more worthy. It made people want to defend you or protect you or stand up for you even more. Wow. People have seen what you have gone through with these individuals. Some of y'all, this has been a while. You've been dealing with this type of stuff for a while with these individuals, and you haven't said anything because maybe you thought it wasn't your place to say something, or you didn't want it to have the opposite effects, right? You didn't want it to seem as if you were jealous, or as if you were envious, or as if you were hateful, or as if you were disrespectful, unappreciative, all these different things that people could have tried to make it out to be. But it's whatever the situation is at the where you can't, you have to handle it how you handle it. You got to deal with it how you deal with it, being amicable. These individuals, they're not being amicable, although they seem as though that they are. They could be doing little things to try to, stuff that they know it makes you angry, or it pisses you off, or they could be intentionally doing these things, but maybe others may not recognize or realize that those types of things make you angry or make you mad, or and so these individuals were expecting you to essentially go into, let's just say it like this, they wanted you to go into a hermit mode. They thought that you would be so distraught, or so sad, or so miserable, or so that you would be lacking motivation, inspiration, happiness, all these different things, because they could have turned against you, or they could have been lying about you, or lying about something, or trying to make you look bad. Some of them, their hopes were to make you feel like you couldn't win. But that's not what the divine wants for you, and that's not what the divine has for you. All right, you are on the correct path and you're doing the right thing and you're learning the right things. And these revelations that you have been experiencing and having are very, very powerful. And it's almost like these individuals don't want you to know something. They're mad that you know something, or that you see them for who they really are, or that you see a situation for what it really is. Because their schemes and scams and trickery cannot work on you, and it cannot work on those who may support you, or who may value you, or who may appreciate what it is that you're doing, or your wisdom, your knowledge. They can't run game on these people. You could have even looked out for these individuals before. You could have even done something out of kindness. Maybe you were trying to keep this situation private. Maybe you weren't really trying to tell other people what was going on or what you were going through. But there's some sort of disrespect. All right, some of you all, these individuals could be trying to make it seem like you're disrespecting them when you're not. But they're not telling the whole truth about something that happened or their role in a situation. And so you're able to see the bigger picture of the situation. That's why you're not getting caught up in the BS, the chaos, the conflict, the pettiness, the tit for tat, the trying to, them, whatever they're doing. You could be very peaceful or been trying to be peaceful in this situation. Because for many of you all, you know that however they're going to try to make you out to look like you're the bad one in the situation, or like you're not righteous, or you're not good, or like you have some sort of nefarious hidden motives for why you're doing what you do. An example, if you stop speaking with them, if you stop talking to them, if you stop involving yourself with them, if you stopped allowing them to disrespect you, if you stopped allowing them to make you question your own, judgments in ways that you shouldn't have to, you stopped allowing them to make you feel guilty or bad for being a good individual, or for doing something that's righteous, or for knowing what you know, or for learning what you're learning, or seeing what you're seeing, etc. You're not allowing these individuals to play with your mind. Let's say it like that. You're not allowing them to do it. They thought that they would be able to, or they thought that you were that weak or that feeble-minded. Is that the word? And you're not. You're very wise. It's almost like an individual didn't recognize or realize how intelligent you really are, or how knowledgeable you really are, or how maybe because they're so the way that they are, that you maybe weren't able to reveal a lot of how you are, who you are around them. An example, if they're very insecure, if they're very they feel some type of way, or you're trying not to outshine them type of thing, or trying not to make them feel like they're not good enough. Maybe you could have not necessarily hid for like a bad reason, but maybe you could have like not shown all of what you know, or all of what you can do, or something like that. And so they're realizing or recognizing that some sort of ideas about you that they had, they don't have the correct idea about you. They definitely probably underestimated your power, or your abilities, or your influence, or your divine protection. Someone could be very jealous or envious of you because they feel like they have to go above and beyond to gain some sort of success, or to make stuff happen, or to be as happy as you are, or to be as liked as you are, or something. And it's like, that's not your fault. That's not your problem that they're in the situation that they're in, that they may have made the choices and decisions that they may have made in their past that didn't get them to where you are, that may have not allow them to achieve as much success as you, or things of that sort. That's not your fault. And it's like an individual wants, it's like they want you to feel guilty or at fault for something that's not your fault, or for something that has nothing to do with you. But you're not allowing the bullshit. Let's just say like that. You're not allowing the bullshit to take hold of you. You're not allowing them to make you feel guilty for shit you shouldn't feel guilty for. You're not allowing them to make you feel like you're not wanted, you're not appreciated, you're not valued, you're not a good individual. You're refusing to allow them to demean you. You're refusing to allow them to try to bully you. Because for some of you guys as individuals could have tried to bully you, whether this be on a smaller level or a larger level. Because for some of you all, this is on a larger level. For others of you, this is something real petty and small, you know? So you were able to deal with this situation in a very creative way. You were very creative on how you handled or dealt with this bullshit. Okay, you're very good at and wise about what you say, how you say it, when you say it. It's like you already know every different angle that they may try to, you know, make you look like the bad individual in a situation, and you're already on top of it. Like they can't work the same game on you that they have worked on other individuals. They can't make you bet. What? So it's like, what? It's like an individual wants you to beg for their approval. That's wild. And in that sense, that by you begging for their approval, it makes them feel as though they are in a superior position or in a superior situation than you, or that they are more better than you, or that they, y'all, people be really weird though. Wow. But you have been very successful throughout this situation. And that's also something that's really bothering these individuals. The way that you're able to deal with stuff that most people would not be able to stay sober through, right? Things that most people would not be able to control their emotions effectively through. Things that would really break some of the strongest people. You know, it hasn't broken you. It hasn't destroyed you. It hasn't brought you to the level that they were hoping that it would bring you to. You see, because some of these individuals, they're actually less than you. They're actually, I'm not just like trying to get, you know, like hype you up or whatever. Like legitimately, a lot of these individuals are less than you, whether it be less intelligent than you, less effective than you, less wise than you, less liked than you, less valuable than you, all the things. And maybe they're even somebody's second choice. Maybe they're not even the first option or the choice that people would choose if they had to choose them versus you, kind of thing. This is really odd. Not to say that there's a competition. It's almost like this individual makes a competition where there is none, or they see you as competition. And maybe you didn't even see them that way. Maybe you saw them as a friend or as an associate or as, you know, someone who you care about. Like it's really, and that's what I'm saying. It's like that's part of this revelation. Is somebody put on a good like act to make you believe or think that they really cared for you, or that they really felt about you in a similar way that you feel about them. an example, if you are winning, if you are having a lot of success, a lot of prosperity, a lot of happiness and things of that sort, you would think that they would actually be happy for you, or maybe especially if they know what you've gone through or dealt with or overcame, yet they're not an individual or a group of individuals. It's like that type of weird stuff. And you're recognizing that they see you as competition when you never even seen them as competition. Not to say that you were looking at them as less than you, but just you weren't looking at them as competition because you're not competing against them. You know? And so for some of you all, you could be recognizing that maybe people value you more than that individual, or like I said, they were somebody's second choice. You know, not to say that a second choice is bad or anything like that, but they have felt like, for some of you all, this individual or these individuals have felt like they have always had to go above and beyond to prove that they were better than you, or to gain somebody's attention, or to keep somebody from wanting to give you attention. What? It's like they're very envious or jealous when people see you as valuable, or when people give you like comments, like good, like, hey, good job, or you're really doing it out there, or you're really good at this thing, or you're really smart. You know, people just say, hey, did you know so-and-so, man, I'm really happy for them, or look at what they accomplished, or look at what they did, or look how much they, and I'm just be real with y'all, for some of y'all, this individual, it's not really their fault, because maybe another individual or other people could have made them feel like they were in a competition with you, or like made them feel like they had to compete with you, or like they needed to worry about you or watch out for you. So some of you all, you could have let go of some sort of resentment or anger about something, or somebody's acting like they don't resent you, or like they're not angry with you and they're like furious. But the thing is, they don't have a right to be, because you're not the one that's wrong in this situation. For some of you all, that's what you sensed with the individual. You could sense the resentment. You could sense some sort of underlying anger that they had with you, because you're you, or because you're merely existing, or because you're So some of you all, maybe you have trusted these individuals at some point in time or another, or maybe you did not see them for who they really are, that they're against you. Maybe you kind of try to ignore some of the obvious red flags of a situation, or of someone's character, or how they behaved, things that they would do, little petty stuff, like, you know, or even just maybe past experiences that you've had that are obvious that this individual is, you know, how they are, these individuals are how they are. And maybe you kind of felt like it was a mistake that you did that. So maybe you were kind of a little bit too hard on yourself. Like, don't be so hard on yourself about, you know, tricksters are tricksters, right? Bad people are bad people, but some people are really good at acting good. You know what I mean? Like, some people are really good at playing a role. Like, really good. They're really good at distracting, at, you know, look over here while they're doing something over here, you know, type of thing. Like, they're really good at, like the car salesman vibes, like the car salesman trying to talk you so fast, so much that the individual doesn't have enough time to question, well, why does this cost so much, and why is this missing, and why is this, and what about this, and this, no, they want to talk to you so fast and get you through the motions to sell you the car, right? Knowing that maybe the car ain't you get what I'm saying? It's like that type of individual. Like some people are really good at playing on people's hopes and their needs to believe. Their need to believe that individual is good, or that people in the world are good, or that they can trust something, or there are a lot of people who believe you and who trust your wisdom, or they trust your judgment, or they trust how you are, why you're doing something, your true motives for something. Like, it's very obvious that you're not wrong in the situation. But some people are really good at, really good at really trying to work a number on people. You are a very powerful speaker, and you have a lot of influence. Like, people love to listen to you and hear what you have to say. You don't have to command attention. You just naturally attract it. You're about that life, like. And the thing is, it's like, for some of you all, someone acts like they were loyal, or like they're loyal, or it's like they don't want people to see that they're not loyal, or they're not trustworthy, or they're not a good individual, or that they really weren't for you, or they really didn't have your best interest in mind, or like somebody was not loyal to something. So for some of you all, you could have stopped being loyal to an individual because you recognize or realize that they didn't deserve your loyalty. They didn't deserve it. Maybe you started in the situation and gave them loyalty and looked out for them and wanted to help them and be there for them, etc. But you could have recognized over time, or realized through their actions or their behaviors or what they were doing, that they didn't deserve your loyalty. It's almost like an individual is like trying to convince you to be loyal to like, so they might have like got their little cronies in on it, like their little squawk boxes, like their little, oh, why are you not, they were always good to you, they were always good for you, they always did this. Like, no. Definitely how not like flying monkeys. Somebody's trying to like utilize some kind of flying monkeys, y'all. Some of y'all, this individual is like secretly they don't like certain people of certain races. Maybe they try to use you as a flying monkey, or thought that you were going to be one of their flying monkeys. Yeah, you definitely know something that not many people know. This individual may not even know that you know this about them, or about something that they did, or about something that they said that would literally like so you're trying to be nice, you're trying to be respectful, you're trying to be amicable in the situation. But narcissists do what narcissists do. Yeah, definitely a lot of people think that the way that you're handling this situation or dealt with it, if they know about it, is commendable. And the universe or your angels, your who somebody supports that you're not allowing somebody to bully you. It's almost like you look like the type of individual that people would be able to get away with bullying with no problems, no issues, right? That like they thought that you were the type of individual that people would choose them or believe them over you type of thing. And they knew this. They knew, like, they had it in their mind as they were doing things or acting or behaving. They knew, like, that's what they were thinking in their, that, oh, well, if they do this, people won't believe you type of thing, right? Over them because, well, look at them. You know, look at what race they are. They always believe this race over that race. It's like that, or this sex over that sex, or, you know, like, or, oh, people always believe the smart, intelligent, you know, one over this one, or people always believe the one with the more money and more prestigious and more wealthy and more over this one. Like, it's something like that. Like, they expected that they could use some sort of, like, you know, for some individuals, they may not have had the best past history, or maybe they made mistakes in the past, like, you know, or maybe you know, you've gone through things or dealt with things or whatever. And so they were like thinking that they could use your past or the ways that you were in the past or something that occurred in the past with you. Maybe somebody stopped being friends with you. Maybe somebody stopped being cool or whatever. They thought that they would be able to use that to essentially, like, taint your character or the way people view you. And they can't. They couldn't. And the more they try to, the more it's obvious that they're not right. They're not correct. They're either hiding something, lying something, tricking people. Wow. They could have even been trying to, like, keep people away from you. Like, keep people from wanting to be involved with you or to spend time with you or to watch you or to be cool with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't like that. So, like, for some of you all, people would rather be around you than them. They'd rather listen to you than them. They'd rather have fun with you than them. This is really just... Yeah. So something you've done is definitely for the better. However you responded to this situation or dealt with this situation, it's for the better. Some of you all, you have let go of some sort of resentment or anger because you're not willing to give them any of your good energy, your energy in any form. You're not willing to let them have it, whether it's good or bad. And maybe it took you a little bit to, you know, get to that point to where you were able to let go of some sort of resentment or some sort of anger. Or some of y'all, these individuals are really mad that you can see them for who the fuck they really are, or that you can see the bigger picture, the bigger situation, or that you know what happened or what occurred or what's the truth and what's not the truth. Yeah, you're being told again not to be so hard on yourself. So some of you are, like, kind of perfectionistic a little bit, you know. And these individuals may want you to feel like you're not, every little thing you do is a problem. Like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Don't no. Okay? Um yeah, it's like you're happy, like things are going really well for you. I mean, yeah, of course you've dealt with what you dealt, you've had some not so great situations, you know, that again, like I said, for some of y'all can break some of the strongest people, but it didn't break you. And some of y'all, it's bullying that you were dealing with, some sort of bullying, okay? Because you're very powerful, or you're very knowledgeable, you're very wise, or you're very attractive, or you're very wealthy, or you're very intelligent, or creative, or something of that sort. Okay, these individuals could have been researching into you, or trying to look into you deeper, or trying to find something to use against you, and they couldn't. Or you could be looking into the truth of something. Maybe they thought that you would just believe them, that you wouldn't question something. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something you stopped dealing with, or you stopped going along with, or you stopped allowing the bullshit. And you're just like, well, if they're gonna try to make you out to be a bad individual, this and that, well, you might as well say what the fuck you want to say. You might as well reveal the truth of whatever the fuck, or you might as well show them what's really good, or you might as well, like if they're gonna do it anyway, well, it's like they're trying to convince people why you left them, or stopped dealing with them, or why you're not involved with them, or why you're doing what you're doing is for a different reason than what it actually is. They think you still have some sort of like resentment towards you, and you're like on to the, like, you don't even, like, you've moved on from it, Yeah, you can do what you want. You're not attached to something, like you. It's almost like they feel like you're under their control, or they're mad that they can't control you, or they're mad that you can do what you want, you can say what you want, you can go where you want, move how you want, you got all the money you want for some of y'all, like things like that. Like, this is real. Just, if only these people knew that their envy towards you just simply tells the universe that they don't want what they want. Because if they wanted good, happiness, prosperity, success, love, passion, etc., they wouldn't be envious and jealous. They would be happy for you that you have it. Wow. So some of y'all could have been questioning a contract or an agreement of some sort. Or there's something, maybe they could have been trying to get you in a that's really odd, because I told y'all about I mentioned like the car salesman type vibes. No offense to those who are car salesmen out there, okay? There's no offense to you, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's one of them tactics, to talk fast, hurry up and move fast, so that people don't get a chance to second guess their decision, or change it, or do something, Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay? But there's something interesting, or something that you find interesting about a contract or agreement, or there's something that maybe you started to look deeper